Welcome back to the Legit Crypto Lounge, everybody. I'm Tobster, one of the hosts here in the lounge. I'm joined by my co-partner, Mark. He's going to be in the background running some stuff. I might jump in with some questions every now and again. Today, guys, we've got CookieSale here with us again. So one of our partners we partnered with a long time ago when they first started up. They've been doing some good things in the space, plenty of launches off their platform. So today, though, we're specifically here to have a run through the platform, see what updates have been happening, also to look at the up and coming token that they're going to be launching to work alongside the Launchpad. Today we've got Jerry, Cuckoo, and Raiden with us. So guys, I'll just hand over to you. Yeah, there's Dealut's here as well.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, buddy, how you doing, man? All right?
Oh yeah, not too bad at all.
Cool, man. Welcome back, buddy.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Yes. So I'll hand over to you guys. I'll let you give a brief introduction to yourselves again for anyone who hasn't met you through us, I guess. And take it away.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for having us. Happy to be here. We're the CookieSale team, also the Cody team. We previously launched Cody. I think we just passed our year anniversary. So we've been in the space for a while, had a successful project there. And with Cody, we came out with Pitch, and kind of a natural progression from Pitch, which was our advertising agency. We did logo, brand creation, all the kind of stuff that projects need. We kind of transitioned naturally to a launchpad, which is CookieSale. I think last time we were here, we shared, it was around when we launched basically the beta. But a few weeks ago, we kind of released, I guess you'd call it our gold release. We complete redesign, a bunch of new features. That we're excited to share with you. So my name's Jerry. I guess I would be the publicist / CFO. You know, that we have a team of 5. We're all, we're pretty close knit. All kind of have our individual roles that we know and excel at, but we all do a little bit of everything. I've been in crypto since 2013. Got a background in HR and economics. So kind of bring those skills to the team and to this project. I'll pass it on to you, Raiden. You can introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Raiden. So I've been in crypto for the best part of 3 years now. So ups and downs. Made a lot, lost a lot. It's still early days for everyone. You know, we all know that the crypto space, there's a lot of people that need to adopt cryptocurrency. I was literally speaking to a fella that was fixing our window today, and he didn't have a clue. I had to break down everything for him, and now he's excited. He's run back home to watch a couple of YouTube videos.
How long does that initial conversation take, though, when you first tell him about the world of DeFi, man? You could be there for hours, can't you? He thought it was like, when you go Sainsbury's and you get the points when you're, literally, he thought it was something to do with online, buying stuff online with this sort of online credit. So I had to sort of break it down. It's crazy. Everyone's still backwards. Still like they're in another planet compared to us at the moment, and hopefully they'll get there. My day to day, not as much as I used to, but I run a technical recruitment agency. Been doing that for 12 years now, and I sort of use these skills of speaking to clients and candidates to sort of bring that along to how to sort of speak to business owners within crypto and establishing partnerships. So I've been doing that for the part last few months now, and sort of bringing in a lot of value in terms of partnerships to Cody and CookieSale. We all do our fair share of that, and we're growing, and we're looking forward to
the future. We're looking forward to the token. We're looking forward to the growth. And yeah, I'll pass it on to Deluxe, the mastermind.
Nice.
Hey, I am Deluxe. I'm part of the core team, obviously. And so what I do for CookieSale, and I've been doing in my professional career for the past 15 years or so, is VFX and advertising. I did about 15 years of professional advertising for advertising agencies, as well as contract work and freelance. So I did VFX and animation for commercials, TV shows, movies, and stuff like that. Alongside that, for about 6 years now, I've been a professional voice actor, which I just do commercials and stuff like that as well for voice. So I bring the visual aspect as well as the professional vocal aspect to a lot of the work that we do, and give it its professionalism and just give it a bit more that we present in this space.
Nice. Good introduction, guys. So let's, I don't know how you guys want to do things today. Do you want to give us a quick show the platform and what you've been working on and how things have changed since you last came, and then move into how you're integrating the token?
Yeah, I'll run over the site right now. We got 2 different sites I'm going to show. One being the site as it is, and then I'll give you a sneak preview of what we are developing as well. So as you can see, you've already been showing the homepage on your side, but this is the homepage of the site as it is right now, CookieSale.io. This is a big update compared to what we initially launched with. Essentially, you can consider our first launch being the beta, which, it looked good, but we wanted to freshen things up and just give it a bit more of its own visual identity. Now, we've obviously, there's a lot to see right off the bat. Brand new header and everything, which also includes a new trending bar, which is cross-chain. So it will show all the top trending projects that are across all the chains that we offer on our platform, as well as a featured section, which is where projects can get featured and showcased right at the top left, as well as down here with our new trending section on the home page. With our featured pre-sale section here, you can really showcase your project, whether it be an upcoming or a live project. To get this, you do need to have a KYC and audit. If you're listed with us, we will be able to showcase you and give you the most exposure as possible. As well as a trending section on the right-hand side, which showcases the same thing as it was up here, except in this setting, you can actually interact with them. So trending is based off of page views. And whoever has the most page views gets to go up on the list or down the list. And you can actually also influence where they sit on the list when you like them. So the more likes they get, they actually will combine with the page views and go up and down on the list. So say there's 2 that have the same amount of page views. If one has 1 more like, then it will be above that one. This gives it a bit more interactivity. And then you can also cheer on your projects that you're interested in, especially here with the feature presale, is the as well as the wave feature. So you can actually clap and cheer them on. That's just for fun. Going down the site.
Jump in there with a question there. Sorry, that's all right. Regarding the trending and stuff, we all know it happens with different places. Have you thought about mitigating manipulation at all with it?
Yep. Yes, definitely. So this is session based. You cannot bot this. You cannot come back again and like it again. It's entirely based off of the session of the IP that you're at. Same thing with page views. You can't just be spamming refresh because it's session based. It's 24 hours before you can actually then count towards another page view or a like.
Nice.
This will stay purple, and when it goes back to green, as you can see, I've been on this page multiple times, but now it's green again because I haven't liked anything for about 24 hours. Yeah, so that cannot be botted in any ways. It helps mitigate it, that's for sure.
Yeah, cool, nice.
Yeah, just going down the site, you can see that we just have a bit more information. We've got a little bit of intro video and stuff that you can kind of watch and see what we've been doing. Some of our approved auditors, you can see the full list here. Going down, this is just to showcase a few things that we're doing on the site, airdrops, we don't take your tokens, flexible contracts that we offer and stuff like that, as well as the sexy footer. We do offer a few different blockchains on our platform. We have the Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, Ethereum, Avalanche, and Doge Chain, which we just added as well. And you can also do some of your testing with the testnet on Binance Smart Chain, which is pretty standard. We go down to our menu. We have now showcase a little bit more information about everything that that you're doing on the site. So everywhere you go, there's going to be a lot more information. So even little things like create a launch pad, which create a pre-sale or a fair launch. You go in, and then you can go into create a pre-sale. It'll just tell you a bit more information. If you need a standard pre-sale, that's whitelist or public. Same thing at fair launch if you want a public pre-sale without a hard cap. Same thing when you're going and you are creating. It'll have more information. It'll show you like viewer helpful video guides, stay connected, every tool tips along the way, just to really help you out, to give you the easiest experience possible. One thing that two things that we have actually added to our token minter are the half-baked and fully baked token that you can mint. These are the most advanced contracts that you can make, that you can mint on right now within minutes in DeFi for the most competitive price. So a fully baked contract gives you tons of features. When you come in, I'll just go through it really quickly. So you can do your name, your token symbol, your total supply, the router, which rewards you want your holders to get, the minimum token balance for rewards, liquidity tax on buy and percentages, on sell, reward taxes, marketing taxes. You can choose a marketing wallet, the currency that these wallets get, buyback tax, buyback wallet, same thing. You can choose a currency. Then you can also choose to have a salary tax if you want to fund your just without like having to worry about like selling tokens. You can just get a little bit of tax to help fund your development of your team. And choosing the same thing, you get like this, the choice of the wallet and the currency you want that to go in, as well as a staking tax if you have staking, or like a NFT game or anything like that. You want some more funds to go directly to that. You want to top up staking pools constantly, then you can do that here as well. You can choose to have a wallet-to-wallet transfer fee, a max transaction, in terms of how much they can have on buy and sell, and the max wallet. We also include a new feature, which is an automated contract audit. So you can select this when you're creating this only on fully and half-baked, where then you can actually, upon creation of the contract, you will have an automatic audit, which is supported by Contract Checker, that goes through all of the functions that you've selected, as well as your token name, your contract address, that get automatically created so you don't have to wait. That will happen right away.
Nice.
These are extremely advanced contracts for, and this one on the BNB chain is only 3 BNB. You get all that customization at your glance for that much money. There are.
Sorry, I was just going to say, are any of them functions customizable once the contract's been launched?
Yep.
Like
once they've been created, you are the owner, and you can change them on your end as well. There are some security features in here, like you can't put the buy and sell tax up above like 20% or 25%.
Yeah, 25% cap.
25%, yeah. Where that means it can't be like honey potted or those are just ways that we put in into place to make sure that these are as safe as possible for people that are making them.
Nice.
Go to our Launchpad list. You're gonna see that it's definitely easier to view things. It's it's got some animation showcasing which ones are live. These are pre-sales at the moment. When there's upcoming pre-sale, it'll be a different color. When they've finalized, it'll be a nice gold. When they're ended, didn't finalize, it'll be just like a darker color as well. We go into like a pre-sale right now. We've completely adjusted the design, making it much more beautiful and easier to like showcase your branding and everything that you want. Nice big banner that you can adjust and put like your branding in there. You also get a YouTube video when it's when you don't have one. By default, it is just a tutorial video showing how to contribute to a pre-sale that we've created.
Nice.
As well as some badges showcasing what the status is, if the contract is audited or KYC'd. If you click on these, it'll take you to the audit and the KYC. As well as we are integrated and the official launchpad of CoinSniper. So if you are listed and launching, if you're an upcoming pre-sale or a live pre-sale, you will be on CoinSniper. Let's see if I can just, oh wait, you guys can't see that. Give me a sec.
And is that included automatically?
Yep.
If you don't choose to, yeah.
Yep, completely automated, completely integrated. Doesn't matter. You can see right in the homepage, CookieSale pre-sales, and if you go to pre-sales, you'll see all the pre-sales that are live right now. And this is all automatic. Once you're listed and you're upcoming, it will showcase on this list. And the more BNB you've raised, the higher on the list you'll go.
Cool.
Also, if you are listed on CoinSniper, like you've yourself have gone to CoinSniper and you've registered your token, you will get this little pop-up, which will then take you directly to where you are on CoinSniper. A few different other little things in terms of like the buy section. The buy section is nice and easy to view. You can see the min, the max, how much you're going to buy, as well as the progress bar, which is nice and big and easy to see what the soft cap is, how much has been raised, and your contribution. Just more information coming down here. You can see a little bit, just more of like the fine details of the project, like how many contributors there are. You can see like all the token details, the listing rate, the pre-sale rate, all those fine details are here. If the token does have vesting, there will be a vesting section down here in their own sections as well. And you can also see the token metrics of how things are. Nice and easy.
Have you guys ever considered putting in a private sale section and stating how much a project's raised at private sale with the rate of that to make it completely transparent for like people coming into the pre-sale stage?
In terms of like if they did a private sale on their own, like without
for example, let's say I did a private raise and then I came to CookieSale and created a token or went onto the launch pad and put all the details in. But it'd be a nice feature for people to be able to go on and see and say, oh look, they've raised 10 BNB at private at a 10% discount of whatever they're trying to get. I know you could do that for a fair launch, but it might be nice.
I'm writing that one down. That's a
good idea. That's a good idea for third-party private sale raises. Yeah, really like that.
Nice.
I'll just do a couple little things left, and then I'll move on to some other stuff. So we don't do like a Seifu badge or anything like that. What we do though is if you do have a contract audit and a KYC passed through us, you will just get a simple pre-sale verified badge, which means that we've spoken to these guys to get the KYC and the contract audit badge. You have to have both to be able to get just this little check mark. It doesn't mean that the pre-sale is Seifu or anything like that. It just gives them a bit more, just showcases that these guys have gone through the process to make this as safe as possible.
The bare minimum, I guess you could say.
Yeah, the bare minimum.
Cool.
Now, I do want to go over some new features that we are bringing into the space or onto the platform. And one of those being, sorry, I have to switch browsers here. One of those being our new tiered presale. Because it's not live yet, I'll just showcase. Was that not? Oh, darn. Sorry, give me a sec. Because it's not live, I'll just showcase you the test site that we're working on. Mm-hmm. So very similar to what a pre-sale page would look like. Obviously, I've barely filled out the information here because we do lots of tests. But there's a few differences on this page now. So here, when you do a tiered pre-sale, and keep in mind this is still being finalized, it's ready to go, just a couple of little design tweaks as well. As you can see here, there's a whole new section where it showcases the different tiers. So for this one, you can choose between 2 or 3 tiers. This one we chose 3. And you can see that down here, each tier is how much got raised. This is the full amount of how much got raised. So say your whole thing was 1 BNB, but you allocated 0.2 here, 0.3 there, 0.5 there. This will be the entirety of it. Also showcasing some different things. You've contributed, which ones you're whitelisted in. So I was whitelisted in tier 1 and tier 2, lucky me. And then you can see how much got raised in each. We also have a little indicator. So Jerry will go into it a bit more, but there is a CookieSale indicator here, meaning that this is for the project owner who chose to give it to CookieSale. So only those ones will get that there. You can see here that this one only got 67% and this one got 120. Now that's actually intentional because the last tier, all of them flow over to each other, and the last tier is able to pick up the remaining amount of funds that were allocated if the owner chooses to do that. So that means that you're not getting 100%, 50%, 100%. This would end up being 80% if that was the case. So they all flow over to each other, and then you can each see which tier you're in, like which wallet you've been, which whitelist you've been tiered into, and everything is here nice and easy to see.
So just a quick question on that then. Is it, because I'm slightly familiar with your pre-sale structure, is this how you're going to be doing it for CookieSale?
This is how we're going to be doing it for CookieSale. We're going to have a 3-tiered system with certain applications, and Jerry can go over a bit more of that with you.
Nice.
Yeah, sure. So what we're doing for our pre-sale, tier 1 will be guaranteed for Cody holders of 100 million tokens or more. So it'll be obviously subscribe just amounts. Everybody can do a max allocation, and like D-Lut said, if it doesn't fill, it will just carry over to the next tier. So yeah, kind of what the whole point, I guess, of the tiered system is, a tiered presale is to give project owners more flexibility how they want to set up their presale, right? Because you'll see, we've all been in projects when we're whitelisted, but when the sale comes, we're slow to the draw, internet disconnects, and we don't get in. And maybe you were an early investor, you were early part of the community. You helped build the project. Project owners wanted you to get in. You kind of, more or less earned a whitelist. So now what project owners can do is they can allocate certain whitelists for the first tier, help them get in. You do guaranteed allocation. Or maybe they've paid influencers in whitelists or something, or given call channels. You can allocate a tier to a call channel. So it really just gives more kind of power to the project owner and how they want to set it up. And what we're, and this is actually where our cookie token will, our initial, our initial use case will tie in. So for each tier, goodness, I got a little tickle in my throat. Each tier, project owners will have the option to select custom or CookieSale. So when they select custom, they add the whitelist per tier, right? Each tier you can set a min max allocation, a total allocation for that tier, and set a time limit. When the time limit runs out, it'll advance, or you can advance it yourself to the next tier. So when they select CookieSale, they forego the ability to add whitelists. It'll read the CookieSale contract, and a certain threshold and above holders will be added, will be whitelisted. And so what that does is it gives project owners obviously exposure to our community, gives them a whole pool of investors. Because one thing we've noticed since we started CookieSale, our initial, our whole ethos is about being truly decentralized, hands off. That's why we don't want to take any tokens. We don't want to have a stake in your project, and especially when we're dealing with microcaps, we don't want to contribute to the downfall of a project, right? Mm-hmm. So similar to what we're doing here, when we're giving these preferential whitelists, we're still giving project owners the option. Now, we've noticed since we started that most projects, it's kind of changed since when we initially started Cody. It's like projects are coming saying what can you do for me? How can you expose our project to your community? How can you help us fill this pre-sale? And so that's kind of a way we've been able to maintain our ethos, but also give that new, need in the space from project owners. So it's kind of nice where we kill two birds with one stone, essentially, with that. I guess before I'll get more into our pre-sale and our token, D-Lut's is showing here on the upcoming. Another feature we've added is the arcade zone. So you can see here, he's playing Tetris. This is kind of just something to pass the time, right? While the pre-sale is upcoming, that'll be there. Once it goes live, it'll disappear. And this is, our whole, what we're doing with CookieSale is really focusing on the user experience, creating a more fun experience, a more educated experience, and just, an easier experience for people who maybe aren't as familiar with crypto or kind of newer to the space, right? It's again kind of focusing on that mass adoption, finding a way to bridge the gap between the crypto know-nots and the crypto know-hows. So
any plans to monetize that space and perhaps get projects in there that could showcase their project with an interactive game?
Well, exactly. That's what we will do, working with P2E projects. we will be able to, I guess we'll work with them, and if they want to showcase their game, they'll be able to do that right there. We can easily integrate that. So yeah, that's the other little use case that this brings to users as well. Do you want to show a finalized too? You kind of what you've added there as well.
Yeah, sorry, I gotta get off this one because
okay, yeah, go back.
That's the test page. Just give me a minute here.
No problem.
Yeah, that's a little niche thing we've added to our platform. I guess while he gets that up, I'll talk a little bit more about the token. So it will be, like I said, the initial use case will be that preferential whitelist. It'll give you allocations. We're gonna have a tax, a 9% buy and sell, and there'll also be BNB rewards. 2% will go towards BNB rewards, just to reward holders, essentially pay a dividend. And there'll be a standard, marketing development tax, liquidity tax, as well as a Cody buy and burn. Because this is still like this isn't a transition away from Cody, and obviously the cookie token will kind of have its own, its own path, its own destiny or whatnot. But this is still a part of the Cody ecosystem. This is a branch of.
How's that been received by the Cody holders?
It's been overly positive. I think initially there's some people who understood, who got how it was tethered in and how it would work, and then some people, you kind of had to explain it a bit more in depth. But I'd say generally it's been very positive. Because that 1% tax of the token will buy Cody and burn, and again that's to tether it in, and as well the profit sharing model will still. Is still in place, and it'll be used for both projects however it's needed, whichever kind of, whichever ecosystem needs it first, because CookieSale will have its own ecosystem, and then obviously it's still a part of the Cody ecosystem. So it does still tie in.
Did you guys ever consider at any point moving Cody holders into the new token? I'm guessing you spoke about it at points.
Yeah, we did. It was just the thing is too, like part of what doing a new token does for us as well, it gives exposure to the platform, right? Like obviously the hype of the token, the new token. So, a part of, not wanting to the headache of doing a complete migration and whatnot, it just made sense to kind of do a separate token to make it, more,
sure.
I guess, more appealing in that way. And the thing is with Cody too. Oh, sorry.
No, sorry. I was just going to say, how did you feel about it from a dilution standpoint? Like, because you've got two tokens being supported now by like one utility in a way. Did you feel that you could do more if it was just one project, or do you feel happy that you're going to be able to support both projects happily?
Yeah, I think doing the two separate tokens does make a lot more sense, because Cody is kind of its own ecosystem. There'll still be developments under strictly Cody and what it does and the token and some of the developments we have planned for Cody. And then Cookie, I think it needed its own token to really be all about the CookieSale ecosystem. And then, so how we just tied it in was that 1% Cody buy and burn. But yeah, that was a big discussion and decision we had to make, and what made the most sense for both projects in the ecosystem as a whole, and doing the two separate tokens made the most sense. Cool. Yeah, and what DLETS has here too. So when a project finalizes, we've made it so you don't even have to leave the Launchpad platform. So we have a chart that'll appear as soon as it's finalized, will be readily available, as well as a swap. So you can swap right away. Maybe you're late to a pre-sale and that FOMO's hitting hard. You can just connect your wallet. You'll have to connect again to the swap, and then you can buy right away.
That's a really nice feature.
Yeah. That's a nice one. Yeah, I think that's it for what we've added right now. What we do have coming, in the matter of days, we have a couple things that we're going to be adding. Obviously, the tier system. The tiered system is going to be integrated, very, very soon. Obviously, we're doing our pre-sale on the tiered system. We're also integrating private sale. Another, I guess, popular trend that's happening. A lot of projects want to do these multi-launchpad raises. And what's you kind of run into a problem with, we have a check liquidity function. So anytime a project finalizes, it checks for liquidity. You can't have added liquidity already, otherwise it won't be able to finalize, and that's just to protect investors and the project as a whole. And then it'll launch automatically on PancakeSwap. Now people want to do. Now that's something that a launchpad should have when they're finalizing. I think some launchpads maybe don't have it. But so adding this private sale section, it lets you do a raise on our platform without adding liquidity. Now, obviously, doing a private sale is, I'd say, a bit riskier since the projects will be getting the funds, but there's a vesting schedule they can check. We've also added a couple cool other features that you'll see when we release it to kind of just help, I guess, give more information to investors on the project, whether it be KYC'd or whatnot. But it's definitely a safer way to do a private sale than just, sending it to some, random wallet and hoping. At least you can have it kind of, in a place where you can always resort back and see if it's KYC'd or if there's an audit or if even the contract's already made. And then also another thing we'll be adding is stablecoin pairing. Which is nice. Obviously when you're in a bear market. Yeah.
A lot of people have complications creating stablecoin contracts though. So I like that. Just a question about the tiers, the cookie token amount for whitelisted sales. So if a project owner decides to list the CookieSale holders, is there a threshold on that? Is there a tier for it to be able to be eligible? Amount of tokens you got to hold?
Sorry, is there a certain amount of tokens you have to hold as a cookie?
Yeah, to be eligible for that whitelisting.
Yes. Yeah, so it'll be 50,000 tokens. Our total supply is going to be 100 million. And the first, so if you're doing a 3-tier, it'll be the first 2 tiers will be the option. And if you're doing a 2-tier, the first tier will give you an option, because the final tier is essentially like it's kind of like the whole pre-sale where those tiers kind of spill over into, and then that's kind of like the final tier where you'd be able to finalize and whatnot.
Cool. And what's the price of 50k tokens at pre-sale or launch?
Pre-sale. So at pre-sale, I believe the max contribution of 2 BNB will get you 40,000 tokens. So it'll be just over that. And depending on, I mean, this isn't set in stone, but it's definitely something. If depending how high the market cap gets eventually, like it's something we could theoretically adjust as well. Because obviously, if you don't want it to be unattainable, where it costs like 50 BNB to get a whitelist, so we will kind of keep it in a range where it's makes sense. I think that's safe to say. Yeah. And and then our pre-sale itself, it's going to be a 500 BNB pre-sale. I mean, we could do 1,000 BNB or 2,000 BNB. Obviously, we've had a successful project. People know us in the space. Where I'd say we're one of the more legit, trusted teams. But what we've noticed is that the big pre-sales tend to not do well initially at launch. I think it's too much. You're kind of taking away essentially buying pressure at the start of launch. So we think 500 is a good range. And the first tier, again, it'll be for Cody holders. So a few days before launch, we'll be checking the list, and anybody who's holding 100 million tokens or over will be guaranteed a whitelist. if that does happen to spill over, they'd be added to the tier 2. So the first tier would be 125 BNB, tier 2 175, and then the remaining, which is 200 will be for tier 3. And essentially tier 2 will be, it'll be oversubscribed, but it'll be much easier to get into. There'll be less people fighting to get in. Like maybe you could say it'll be 50%, 100% oversubscribed. And then tier 3 will be much harder to get in. It'll be where the majority of whitelists are. And if you're in tier 2, oh, sorry.
Yep. No, it's okay. I was going to say, how much is 100 million tokens in Cody at the minute?
100 million. That's a good question. I want to say it's under 5 BNB.
Okay, cool.
It's affordable right now. Obviously,
Sorry, interrupting your flow. Carry on, brother.
No problem. I feel like I'm rushing a little bit. I don't know why I'm answering.
And it's got that in the air tonight, hasn't it? I think it's that knowing that you've got another AMA in about 17 minutes.
Maybe that's it. But I shouldn't be rushing. I'm not trying to rush it by any means. But so yeah, and what we'll do with tier 2. So if you're whitelisted, since we'll set a time limit, and we'll now I think it's safe to assume that it'll fill rather quickly. If you're in tier 2 and you didn't get in, we'll be able to look at all the whitelists that are contributed and then all the whitelists that didn't get in, and we'll just move them to tier 3 as well. So being in tier 2 is, if you're not in tier 1, being in tier 2 is definitely something you want to aim for. And that will, you'll basically have 2 shots to get in each tier.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
Did you guys? Sorry, have you got anything else you want to carry on with?
No, I think we've covered the basics. I mean, we can talk about how to, get a whitelist and whatnot. But if you have any questions, feel free.
Yeah, cool. Let's delve into some questions.
Kind of threw a lot at you, so.
Do you want to talk a bit more about the profit sharing and how that's going to work across both tokens?
Yeah. So right now we have a 30% profit sharing. That's obviously just feeding back into the Cody ecosystem. So how we're going to do it going forward, instead of keeping it like a concrete amount, because we feel like obligated, to be very transparent, right? To, you want to provide receipts essentially, right? You want the accounting to be out there. You want to show that you're actually sharing profit and whatnot, opposed to just taking our word for it. So what we're going to do is not make it concrete and just use it how it's needed between each ecosystem. I mean, that can be through buybacks, that can be through developments, however it's needed. Like obviously, a good thing about doing 2 other tokens as well is kind of separating like marketing and development funds as well. Like, for example, like the Cookie token will have its own marketing fee. So instead of like Cody has really helped build CookieSale essentially, right? As it is a part of the ecosystem. So now we can really kind of separate funds for each project and use that accordingly. And then the profit sharing will be used to help both ecosystems as it sees fit, essentially.
Okay.
I know it's kind of ambiguous, but that's really the best way we feel to go about it.
Yeah, just kind of using it fluidly between the two.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This might seem an odd question, but have you discussed a future migration or anything? Or has that not even crossed your mind? It's something you don't want to do. A
future migration of
holders, like
Cody.
It would be complicated, but
yes,
I just wondered if you've ever spoke about it, but no.
We have.
We have. Yeah.
I mean, the option. I guess the option in the future would be to potentially, migrate the value of each token holder over. But again, I guess we, part of how we're trying to give Cody holders that you know, like we're giving them a chance to get into this as well. And
Yeah.
like I said, this isn't, you know, our intentions by no means is to like abandon Cody or give up on Cody. We still have, you know, like pitch as a part of Cody, profit sharing goes into Cody like that. We still want to build the Cody ecosystem. You know, Cody's, you know, that's, you know, it's our baby, so to speak. Like we don't want to, it's by no means like taking away from the development or the growth of either project. It's all a part of the ecosystem. And, you know, any future endeavors we do, we plan to do it under Cody. Like we are first and foremost, I guess, the Cody team that's developed CookieSale to be a part of it. So
yeah, cool.
But I mean, I'll never say never. Like obviously, you know, you have to adapt in the space and do what makes sense. And if that makes sense, that's, you know, it's not something I could say that we'd rule out. But for now, we don't have any plans to do that.
Cody's sat at about 1.5 million at the minute, isn't it, market cap?
Yeah. Long way from the 62 million we were once at, but, you know.
Yeah, I know. Things change, man, but you're still working, and that's what matters. What would you say is your number one reason for creating the token, like creating Cookie? Like,
I guess for the use case, we felt it. I guess it's twofold. One, I think, you know, initially it was, hey, Cody's the parent token, right? And it seemed to be for people coming into like the CookieSale chat, it was very hard for them to wrap around the tie between Cody and CookieSale. And naturally, we understand that. So what we have planned for the Cookie token, like by no means like this initial utility, that's just the start. We have a few things we're working on right now to integrate it. It just made sense to kind of give it its own token and give it a label that made sense, right? Obviously calling it the Cookie token. And on top of that, what's, you know, I guess you could say was needed was just the hype that a token can generate and for the platform itself.
Yeah, the growth of the group and the hype of I mean, you compare us to sort of other launch pads, and you know, we need to get up there. We need to sort of get that volume of investors that will be jumping into these pre-sales and filling these pre-sales. And we were so in development mode for the past few months that not saying we neglected the group's growth or anything, but it does really need that volume of investors / people that want to get into these pre-sales. The marketing funds that will come from this will go towards further promotion, and as Jerry touched upon, the funds, the marketing funds for Cody will not be you know, sort of shared around like it was prior to the token announcement. I mean, and the other thing as well, we have further developments for Cody. We've got a few special ones to announce very shortly. And yeah, I mean, the money that will be generated from this token and which will obviously grow the launch pad, and all these like projects will be launching you know, every other day, and the money from that will go towards the buybacks, etc., that going towards marketing. And so it just kind of helps the all-round ecosystem. So the whole Cody thing sort of works together. Yeah, but it's predominantly just for that. Otherwise, we weren't going anywhere. We needed this.
Yeah.
We needed this. Yeah.
Okay. Can you share any information about how much you're generating with the launch platform at the minute?
Jerry?
Financially?
Yeah, financially, like how much you're turning over as a launch pad.
That's a tough one to say, because we were doing free listings for a while.
Yeah, I can remember.
And and just recently we've transitioned where it's half a BNB to list, and then we take 2% of the supply. I'd have to get back to you on the numbers. Again, I guess right now everything's so hectic. But I'll tell you this: we're not where we want to be and where we need to be. And again, that's kind of what I guess another benefit of doing this token will do, because I think the biggest, hurdle as a launchpad to get over, obviously, CookieSale is the leader in the space. So many people, it's just this comfort and familiarity, people don't like change. So we really need to ramp up the marketing and the exposure of CookieSale and kind of get the name out there and build that trust just as a brand and whatnot. So, yeah.
That is coming. Aggressive marketing. We are working behind the scenes. We've got a lot of partnerships that we've set up, and yeah, you'd be pleasantly surprised when we do launch. It will be, it will be out there. Let's just say, and hopefully the token does well, which we believe it will, and so
cool.
Watch this
Listen,
space.
like the number one thing that drew me in when I first saw CookieSale was just the design and the art and stuff. And I do really like how you've improved it and you've made some new unique things into it as well. I like that you can claim and watch the chart in one place and buy in the same place. That's really cool. No more multi-screening. One more question. You've probably seen a lot circulating on Telegram these days about certain individuals, whether they're true or not. I'm not here to discuss that. How prepared are you for getting attacked?
In terms of just in general, our character being attacked, or
I'm talking more about probably trying to sabotage you as a platform.
I'll tell you this: we are prepared. Security wise, we're pretty. I'd say we're very solid. In terms of the token, we have some measures in place, and we have a lot of friends in this space that are feeding us information. I'll just say that the walls have ears in this space. So yeah, we're aware of what is possible. Mm-hmm. We won't say that it's going to happen. But yeah, we're prepared for that. We're prepared to. Yeah, I'll say that without giving too much away.
Yeah, no problem. Look, we've only got about 5 minutes left, guys, so I'm going to just try and grab a couple of questions, if that's all right, because there has been a few. One of them was a little bit confused about the tier system. What's the tier will be guaranteed to contribute, and is there any difference in allocations? Have you got any illustrations to show that, how it works or anything?
Yeah, D-Lutz had it up on the screen. I know it's kind of hard to wrap your head around if you're explaining it. So did you ask what about the guaranteed? How did the guaranteed work?
What tiers will be guaranteed to contribute, and is there any difference in allocations?
Yeah, so the total pre-sale, example, you set a total pre-sale, so say 500 BNB will our pre-sale. For each tier, you can set an allocation, right? So tier 1 for the cookie token presale, it'll be 125 BNB. Tier 2 will be 175, and then tier 3 will be 200. So that's the total 500. We're guaranteeing tier 1, so the whitelists added, if everybody max contributes, they'll all get in. Now, likely not everybody will max contribute, right? So there'll be, say 20% doesn't get filled on tier 2. That remaining amount will be pushed to, I believe, to tier 3. So then tier 2 will have the 175 BNB allocation. It's its own separate, right there, all the whitelist address are there. They can contribute. If, let's say, that doesn't fill, that remaining amount that doesn't get filled will go on to the next tier. Now, the tiers advance via a time limit expiring or the project owner advancing to the next tier. So that final tier, if you remember the demo or the page D-Lutz had up, that final tier had 120% because it filled fully, but tier 2 didn't fully fill. So if that makes sense, hopefully I explained that okay.
Yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Wasim. But if not, jump into the CookieSale Telegram and I'm sure one of the guys can clear it up for you.
And we're going to be releasing that soon, and we'll have a tutorial video out just kind of explaining it.
Nice. Yeah, I think it could do. Like, I get it. I understand what's happening, but I think it's one of them things that could do with an illustrative explanation to help people cement it.
Exactly.
There's one more question I'll take from this guy. I know we're getting really close to the time. Mark, you probably got some questions as well, haven't you? But we're not going to have time. Since this is a launch pad for project developers to launch their token on, how do you ensure that project launch on your launch pad are free from scammers trying to scam people? Outline some of the anti-scam functions you've got going on. So it's kind of quite a relevant question, really, isn't it? Because, you know, there's other platforms out there that get a lot of FUD about, you know, the quality of some of the projects that get through and stuff. So yeah, if you want to say a few words on that.
Yeah, so this is the problem, right? When you're running a decentralized platform, that kind of comes with the package, right? I mean, it's kind of the gift and curse of the space is the no regulation. So kind of how we're tackling that is essentially through education, through visuals. I mean, if you look, I think the space itself has kind of matured, and, you know, it's kind of becoming more aware. That's where we've seen kind of the audits and KYCs become standard. Something like I would recommend, and we're trying to educate investors, is looking at the KYC that's done. Like, we have KYC partners that we have, but we also have the CookieSale KYC. Our KYC process is the most extensive. Like FT is the best to explain this. He handles it, but it uses AI technology. It'll scan the photo you share. It'll scan your face to make sure that is you on the photo. As well, it reads databases, and it'll bring up red flags. And if you have a criminal record, both domestically or internationally, as well, a part of our KYC process is you have to take a video of yourself and show in that same video that you're the contract owner, like that you are in control of that wallet. Because not a lot of people realize, you know, KYC, it's almost become sort of a joke in this space, because not a lot of people realize how poor some of the KYC processes are in this space. Like, they'll just hire, you know, someone will hire somebody off Fiverr to do the KYC for them, or say a team of 5, 2 people that KYC'd, neither of them will be the contract owner, and the contract owner could go rogue. Maybe the other people aren't even in on it, but they take the fall for the guy who's actually controlling the contract and maybe does a rogue. So kind of a long-winded answer is it's just through education, and, you know, we want to remain decentralized. I think when you start, you know, when we, you know, go down, eventually we'll branch into doing, you know, an incubator and have more like projects that we've actually like done research into, and kind of, even then, like, we're seeing these Seifu badges that to me is very misleading. You can't guarantee safety. I mean, you've even seen Seifu badge projects scam, and it makes no sense to me. And I think anybody who tries to guarantee safety in this space, they're lying. They're either just wrong or they're lying, because it can't be done. So I guess how we're going to do it is just through education and finding ways just to make it visually more easier to look at and know what projects to invest in.
Yeah, cool.
Or that are at least safer to invest in.
All right, listen, guys, I'm totally aware of time. I could probably carry on asking questions all night, and I'm sure Mark's probably got a load of questions he wanted to ask. There is one more guy who's asked the question in text chat. If one of you could answer that after the AMA, I'd be appreciative of that. Just to
for sure.
Let you guys crack on. But it wouldn't be a legit crypto lounge AMA without asking the final question, and that is, at which point does the project become a success to you?
At what point that's a hard one to say. I think we're all very much people who don't become complacent. I think even when we are, I guess to say to be a success, it would be, you know, projects, their first choice is CookieSale, and they want to go to CookieSale. But even then, I think, you know, complacency equals death in business and in this space. I'd say we'll never be satisfied. To say we're a success, I don't think that'll happen to say we're successful. That'll happen when we are the standard in this space. And that's what we're striving to be. And we're striving to be the most transparent, the most, in a way, hands off in a sense, and just give the best quality launchpad that this space has seen and will see.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Mark, did you want to close with anything, buddy?
No, I know we're out of time, but I just wanted to say that's a really good answer to the question that we always ask. One of the best answers I've heard. So that's my
appreciate it.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
I got to agree. Some people get bewildered with that question, but yeah, nice.
In their head, they're seeing a dollar amount. Like, oh,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do you want to finish up with any closing statements, guys, before you go?
No, just, thanks a lot for having us. Obviously, you guys supported us early on, and we'll continue to support you as well. Love the AMA, love the questions. You guys ask great questions. Sorry that we kind of have to cut it short. We do have another AMA. But yeah, any questions that you guys do have, feel free to jump into the chat, or you can ask these guys. Obviously, we have a chat with Mark and Toaster. And we're happy to answer it. We're happy to answer any questions you have, any concerns, any ideas, like throw them our way. We're not too big headed to take an input. I think it's important to get investor feedback and continue to get these ideas and grow that way. So yeah, again, thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for coming in and thanks for telling us about it. One last question. When's the pre-sale being held?
The pre-sale is being held September 14th.
Yep.
Now I'll say, yeah, it's being held September 14th. But we'll say that. Just join the chat and keep tuned for any updates. If there's any delays or anything like that. We depending on the market, we may be pushing it back. So.
Awesome, Jerry. Well, thanks for joining us. Thanks, Raiden. Thanks, Deluxe. Thanks, Cookie, if you're still here.